What's up, everybody? This is Jarrett from Bowling for Soup, and you're listening to Upside Down Shark Radio. Nothing worse than an upside down shark, except an upside down shark on the radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 34 of Upside Down Shark Radio. As you can see, it is us three here and alive. I am one of the trio of hosts here, Craig, the handsome one born, joined by 110% all good Paul Wood.
How's it going, guys?
And Tom.
Hi.
Good. How are we all?
Not too bad. This is the first time we've all been together for a while.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
It's been over 2 months.
I think it's Tom's scheduling is what's held us back.
Oh, Tom's still at work.
I can believe it, yeah, see? His mind's not on us, though, is he?
So it has nothing to do with the fact that you butt hurt your leg.
Butt hurt, I think you can see it. Yeah, I that's got nothing to do with it, you know? The amount of time,
no,
you know.
The fact that you can't drive doesn't have anything to do with the fact.
The joke always is when it's just me and Paul. There is something that Tom's done why it is just me and Paul, and, you know, you're never there.
Well, I was in Prague last week.
Yeah. Who even goes to Prague these days?
Well, this boy here.
Did you have a nice time?
It was very nice, yeah. It was very good.
Yeah, we had a nice episode as well.
I did. I was very impressed. He
was like, those boys can do it. I've taught them all I know.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Single tear rolls down the eye.
They grow up so fast. It's like the stabilizers of me have been taken off the bike that is this podcast. And you just ran with it, and you didn't fall over once.
Oh, thank you.
I even like the way that you synced in, or you cut in a intro to track of the week in the post, and it was great.
Yeah. You can really hear a difference from these microphones to my laptop microphone.
Oh, I thought you recorded it in the toilet, because that's what it sounded like.
Oh, it was so good. It was just like, take away your track of the week, Tom, and then I was just like, hey, it's me, and here's the track of the week. And then I happened just to secretly slice in. You said, Paul, thank you for that track of the week. And you said, thank you for that track of the week, Tom. And I said, I should get the recognition. I did this.
Yep, I heard that.
Classic, Tom.
Good job.
You got to have fun. Yeah. You got to have fun. Do you want to say the social stuff, Tom? You're good at that.
Hello, everyone. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. All the links are at upsidedownshark.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube, because we only have 40 subs, which is really sad because we can't monetize until we get to 1,000. And I really want to make money from this.
It's about the love, not the subs.
Well, we need both.
Did you hear about the new YouTube thing as well? They're mucking around with subscription fees.
Yeah, it's not going to be chronological anymore. Oh, God. YouTube, why are you killing yourself?
There's no alternatives, so why not?
Why don't we just put all our stuff on Vimeo?
Everything on Dailymotion.
Dailymotion.
Isn't Dailymotion just like a porn site that disguises as just a YouTube clone?
xnxx.com. I hear that's a good one.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a bad porn website which looks like it was made in GeoCities.
What's GeoCities?
Oh God.
Okay. What's YouTube?
Give it a few years, and that's what people will be saying.
Well, yeah. But yeah, follow us on all of that. Give us some love. Find all our other old videos and go through and watch as we all age horribly over the space of 6 months. Craig had 2 legs when we started. Paul was under 40 when we both started.
What was that?
And I was but a wee boy, and now I'm a slightly older boy.
We are trying. Well, I don't think we've sat down and said let's do more stuff, but we've been doing more social stuff, haven't we, and stuff like that.
Yep, you've been killing it on Twitter.
We've all been doing more posting of things. Let's say.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, I put. We got our Discord, you know, put that on Twitter, and the first person who put it up was a spam bot. So yes,
yeah, I saw that. It's like
had to kick a spam bot. Shall we get on with this show?
Yeah, I think we've wasted enough time.
I like the babble.
It's a good preamble.
So let's get on with it, and what was it? Explain the zeitgeist. Well, I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, whatever apparently is the thing I do. Which I don't think I've ever used the word zeitgeist before we started doing this.
literally use the word zeitgeist every week.
Hey now.
Not on. You've said it too many times now on the stream. People are starting to.
It's my favourite Smashing Pumpkins album.
Okay. Billy Corgan likes wrestling. There you go.
He's going to be at All In.
I prefer him to be in Just the Tip, but that's just me. No one ever made that joke about that wrestling. Enough about wrestling. What do we usually talk about in this pop culture, the premium pop culture podcast?
Oh, well, we talk about all manner of things, but why don't you specifically start with the nerdy news of the week?
Nerdy news of the week. There's this program about yellow people, and it's very popular. Everyone's liked it during their childhood.
I was really worried where you were going with that for a minute.
What? You're like, what?
Yeah, I was just like, our faces are on this now. You can't be saying them things.
I can't help it if your mind goes straight to racism. I was talking about The Simpsons.
I never used the word racism.
Give me your... He never... Because in his mind, he's not racist. That's why he never uses the word.
Yeah, I don't see racist.
Best Simpsons quote. Favourite Simpsons quote.
It's a pornography store. I was buying pornography.
Paul?
It's when Homer's singing, I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT.
My bit that always makes me laugh for no real reason is when he buys Little Bandit, the car. And he's got the roof down. He goes, "My name is Yuka. I live on the second floor." And that just always makes me laugh.
She needs premium, dude. Premium.
So Matt Groening, the head cartoonist, I think is what he's called, of the show, he is doing a new show called Disenchanted. And it is a Netflix show, as everything is these days. And on their Twitter, they've just started releasing little tidbits, like character art, but like just the hair or stuff of this new show. And they say it's coming soon. So probably by the end of the year, we will get this show. And I just wanted your thoughts of what you think it will be and what you want from it. Because we already know the voice of Bender and
Billy West.
Yep.
That's John DiMaggio.
Oh, yeah.
And
Billy West is on it as well.
Billy West is Bugs Bunny and the Red M&M.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Fry.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course. Yeah. So it's about it's more Dungeons and Dragons sort of focused, like more from Victorian times, I'd say.
A bit like Bender's Big Score.
Yeah, sort of like that. Well, you never know.
Bender's Game, whichever one.
Yeah. Yes, it is Bender's game.
Bender's Game, yeah.
Fancy Man of Cornwood.
What do you want from Disenchanted? And don't say more Futurama.
That's my answer.
He said that on the way here.
Oh, God.
Well, they've said it's going to be more adult, didn't they? They said it was going to be kind of R-rated. So I'll be interested to see, because if you've been a fan of Matt Groening for a long, long time, then you would have read his From Hell comic strip series from before even The Simpsons and everything. And some of that's a bit raunchy. Like, there's swearing, there's nudity for rabbits and things.
Did you have heard about when he was working on Futurama, one of the backstage, like, stories that went round when, like, I think it's David X. Cohen and Matt Groening were working, like, they would work pretty late some nights, and then it was like, oh, what day is it? It's Thursday, 11:30. It was like, oh, I better write my comic, and then just quickly writes it out in 5 minutes and sends it off to be published the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he can just think of good stuff off the top of his head. So.
I'm not surprised. He must have run out of ideas with The Simpsons, but...
You'd think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What is it, 28 series now?
There are writers who now are writing for The Simpsons who weren't alive when it started.
Yep.
But not about the quality of The Simpsons. Disenchanted, I'm thinking it will be probably a Mickey take out of Dungeons and Dragons, mostly.
Yeah. They're probably going to draw a lot from like Game of Thrones, things like that.
Yeah.
Wiener. I can hear the pop on the mic as I'm doing that.
Don't pop then. Stop saying wiener.
Stop popping wieners, Tom.
I can't help it.
Demonetized. You should... Can we get a clean one of them? And every time we swear, it's just like, you demonetized. Is it that?
Demonetized.
Yeah, there we go. Right.
Soundbite.
Do you reckon it's going to be, as good a quality as Simpsons or Futurama? Or, like, if it's R-rated, will it be similar to BoJack Horseman, do you think?
I honestly have no expectations for this, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I have no idea what it's about. I don't really want to know until I see it, so I'm just happy to see. The animation style is classic graining, which is good.
I mean, and he's
chins.
He's also like the two major projects that he's had have both been incredibly successful. So I don't see a third one falling.
I mean,
too
Futurama
flat.
did get cancelled twice.
And it
Blame
will
Fox for that.
It will get. Whoa, no need
All
for
right.
that. Thank Fox for that.
Fox cancel everything
Demonetized.
And then other companies pick it up.
in less than 24 hours.
Yes.
Very happy.
I
about
can't
that.
think of, there probably have been other things he's put his name to, but I just can't think of anything that Matt Groening has. Obviously, it hasn't been as big as Simpsons or Futurama, but
I don't think he's ever done anything else on TV, not as like a lead role or anything.
do you reckon it will be as popular as The Simpsons,
No.
or it'll be Futurama-y?
I think just the fact that it's on Netflix means that it's not going to get the appeal that The Simpsons or Futurama did, because even now Netflix is in far fewer homes than cable and TV and whatnot.
I think that the landscape's changing for that now, though. More people have been going less cable.
It's
and
true, but
satellite.
it's still it's a changing tide, but it's still very much the case. That's why there was rumours that Netflix, when the WWE's latest TV contracts was coming up, that Netflix might be in it, but people were saying that Fox and ESPN and all. I know Fox owns ESPN, I think, but all of those
Disney own ESPN.
Oh, of course, yeah. None of
Disney
those.
own everything.
Netflix couldn't compete with any of them.
I think
basically.
wrestling would be perfect on Netflix, though. I think that'd be good.
Isn't Lucha Underground on Netflix?
Not in the
think
UK,
it was
but in America.
rumoured. I can't remember. It's been ages.
Yeah, it naturally airs on the El Rey network, which is a network set up and run by Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez.
Basically, so he can watch the TV he wants to watch. So he bought the, I think it was the airing rights to the entire back catalogue of Starsky and Hutch, the original series, and he commissioned Lucha Underground, and that's basically what they show.
That is. Why would you not do that with your own TV company?
Like Robert Rodriguez just like, I want to watch Starsky and Hutch and some sweet wrestling. Go.
Someone commissioned that. Damn it. So The Simpsons is modern age. Futurama's futuristic. This seems more old-timey. What's he going to do next in like 10, 20 years?
Just wait for the crossover episode.
I have some. I was going through my Futurama comics, and The Simpsons and Futurama crossovers is probably some of the funnest.
I've not read the
that is a
comics.
word. You can have some if you want. They're UK edition, so they're not really worth much. Also, I know you're excited for this, Tom. Was it switching gears, as Michael Cole would say?
The big dog.
Today is the day when Arrested Development launches.
Yes.
Season 5.
Yes.
The first 8 episodes.
I will be waist deep in Series 5 while this goes up. But
All in.
Speaking of Arrested Development, did you see the interview that the cast did for the New York Times that dropped today?
I did read that, yes.
It's really, really disappointing.
In what way is it disappointing?
Just the way that, basically, as a bit of backstory, Jeffrey Tambor, who plays George Bluth, essentially the grandfather, the leader of the Bluth family in Arrested Development, he's been accused by more than one source of acting very shady and very sexually aggressive on the set of Transparent, the Amazon Prime series that he's on, or was on. And to the point where, although he's not been formally accused of anything, he was fired from the show. And so it was brought up in the interview about like how the cast felt about working with him, with this all out in the open and everything. And it seemed to be a massive divide between the opinions of the male actors and the female actors, where particularly Jason Bateman, disappointingly enough, because I was a big fan of his beforehand, he was basically defending that sort of, not so much sexually aggressive behavior, but just aggressive bullshit behavior as the norm within Hollywood and just something to be accepted. And it sounds like even on the set of Arrested Development, he was like that since the start, because Jessica Walter, who plays his wife in the show, and also Mallory in Archer. Apparently he was an absolute bully to her, to the point where in the interview itself, like, bear in mind this is a group interview, all like mic'd up and recorded, she broke down in tears, but sort of like recounting it and everything. And throughout the interview, Jason Bateman is kind of making light of it, is mansplaining, like trying not to use, I know that term gets overused quite a bit, but yeah, it's when you're super hyped for this show, it's really disappointing to sort of have this hanging over it. Even exacerbating it further is the David Cross, who plays Tobias, arguably the best character. He's had accusations that he's kind of slated PC culture in the way that, like, he's used racial terms before in his stand-up and everything, and he's like just fobbed it off that, oh, it's just the PC brigade like ganging up on me and everything. So no, you can't use those words. So yeah, it's just a bit, it leaves a bit of a sour taste in the mouth when you're trying to enjoy Arrested Development. That's my little rant over. Sorry.
Is that Tom's splaining there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tom's arrested monologue.
It's like mansplaining, but less manly.
Thank you for that. Since then, Jason Bateman did tweet and apologise.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
And in the interview, what the female who was crying,
Jessica Walter.
Yeah, she does say like she has forgiven him for the aggressiveness that he has shown.
She did, but she also said in 60 years of acting experience and being in the biz, it's the most. She's never experienced anything else like it, which just goes to show that although his work, I've always been a huge fan of his work. Even from when I was a kid, he was in Muppets from Space, probably my favourite Muppets movie, and he was great in that. And then in Arrested Development, again, he's hilarious. So it's really disappointing to know that sounds like an absolute. Well, I would use the term, but would get demonetized. So
I think Jason Bateman was just like, we all have a bad day at work, and you have a meltdown sort of thing.
Yeah, but when I have a bad day at work, I don't bully people.
You just take it out on us.
Yeah, I wait until we get here and then I hit Craig.
He did. How do you think this happened? Bad. And then also, we weren't there. At some point, you can't go on by what people say. Like, I'm not sticking up for him, but I heard when he started getting aggressive on Transparent was when some of the people of the communities that the show's about started talking to him in the back, just kept hounding him because obviously he isn't part of that community, and that's when he started getting angry. But it's just different things you hear, isn't it?
Well, from what I've heard from that, it's more of a case that he essentially cornered a woman and was sexually aggressive. So I think that's a little bit more
bit more what?
But yeah, I mean, regardless, it's a messy situation. It's unfortunate because, as it's very abundantly clear from the amount I've talked about it, Arrested Development is one of my favorite shows of all time, if not my favorite show of all time, except for The Simpsons. And it's just disappointing to know that this is sort of hanging over it. But I'll still watch episode 5 unapologetically. There are great actors on there who are very brave and aspiring role models, like Jessica Walter and Michael Cera, because Michael Cera is my spirit animal.
Okay. Is that your spirit animal too, Paul?
No.
Okay.
Who is your spirit animal?
Not the Michael Cera.
It's definitely going to be Alan Tudyk or Nathan Fillion.
I thought you were going to say Alan Titchmarsh. That's my spirit animal.
Yeah.
I do love Alan Tudyk.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Titchmarsh then as well.
Alan Titchmarsh.
So in similar news then, is the last story that I have.
Slightly more upbeat news, hopefully.
Battlefield V has been announced today.
Yes.
Yes. Because numbers don't matter anymore. Xbox 360, Xbox One, Battlefield 1, now we're at Battlefield V. It doesn't matter.
I thought you said Battlefield. The
Battlefield.
Battlefield, comma, the.
World War
by Shakespeare. So this also ruffled feathers. So I just wrote Battlefield V announced. Internet annoyed because it has women in it. So
standard internet.
The war that they are portraying doesn't have woman.
Which war is it?
I think it's. Does World War II have women in?
Yes.
They didn't fight on the front line.
Okay. Well, whatever war that, don't ask me specifics, right? Because I just wrote down the sentence.
Well-researched podcast.
The hashtag not my battlefield has been trending, I believe, as we record this because it is a Thursday. People are annoyed because there might be a woman on the front cover, or like that's the most promotional materials and stuff like that. From what I can tell, is that people were just annoyed because, you know, they're just like, this is historically
inaccurate.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And I think it's just DICE and EA trying to make it more inclusive for people. So
are they upset then that Call of Duty Black Ops has had zombies in it for years?
Probably not. Probably. And like, there's all these.
I remember all those zombies in World War II.
Do you remember when people tried to boycott Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? Like, for some reason, I don't know why, but the video game audience sometimes is just
toxic.
Really, yeah. So from what I can tell, they just don't like it because women are in the game. Who cares? It's not like, who cares if it's not historically accurate?
What was the one recently? Was it the last Call of Duty, the World War II one, where they didn't have swastikas or something in the multiplayer? And people were kicking off because of that. And it's like, you can't do that. Call of Duty is an international esports now.
How else are you supposed to kill Nazis?
It's just...
But it has so many sponsors, so many franchise esports partnerships and everything. You can't be having swastikas on your Twitch stream. Just no.
Really, like, who has time to care about the annoyance of stuff like this?
Prepubescent children.
And it's like when FIFA, when they got women, you know, in the games, outcry about that as well. And then
women never play football.
Yeah, and it was like, well, you got to make sure that 1 week out of the month, you know, they're all going to be unable to play the game, aren't they? And it's just like stuff like that. It's like, you're all so stupid. So yes, not my Battlefield, but I don't play Battlefield, so it's
just
not
unnecessary outrage.
I haven't played a Battlefield since Bad Company 1, and that was really good.
He's been too busy playing Doom on the Switch.
Yeah, every day.
Recurring joke. That's all the news I have.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
We're getting hyped for E3, so there's not really much video game news.
Yep.
We should be streaming 1 or 2 of them, hopefully, right?
Maybe, possibly.
Maybe. Yeah, the times are stupid in the UK, so maybe.
Because nobody cares about our tiny island.
No, they don't. Although, apparently Theresa May thinks, like, we have the army to take on Russia, so that's always fun.
Because that's always worked out well before.
As soon as that war's announced, I'm defecting.
What, to the front line, or just going somewhere else?
Oh no, I'm just going to spy for the Russians.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can't go to America. I hear it's palaver down there as well.
Pavlova.
Yeah. Strawberry.
Panna cotta.
Is it track of the week?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
What have we got this week, Tom?
Track of the week. Track of the week. Let me just bring up my notes because well prepared in it. Is
You're gonna like this one.
Can you describe it?
This one.
Can you describe it?
Well, they sound like a British Mars Volta.
Okay.
Except I found out they're not British, except their frontman is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of them are Finnish.
Okay. Finish. Yeah, we'll hurry up and finish off this plug. Ooh.
Okay, cool. Track of the week is by a band called Wheel, and this is their new single, Please, which,
Wheel.
yes, this episode does come out after the embargo, so we can legally play this.
Wheel.
Look at us sounding important
Well, yeah,
with our 40 subscribers.
that's all you need, man. That's all you need. This is off their upcoming EP, The Divide, and you can find them at their website, wheel.band,
Wheel.
or on all manner of social medias.
So it's wheel, as in okay,
as in spinning wheel.
Okay, right. Just make sure.
Yeah, they are an international prog band. So if you're a fan of Tool, Carnival, or any other band with double O's, then
I thought you were saying Tool Carnival. I was like, I've never heard of this band.
No, there are legitimately a couple of prog bands with double O's. Okay. Tool and Carnival.
You will be a fool not to hear Wheel.
Yes, with their new single, Please.
Please?
Please. Please, can we hear it? Yes, we can. Check it out.
For my ignorance, absolution for my common sense. You render us indifferent, and I hang on every word. Are you only here to polarize? Every argument is black or white. You're the architect of our divide. I know you'd never lie. I know you'd never if you distort the truth. All I need is something to believe in. It's not as simple as you're making it. Stop playing us all for idiots when there seems to be no other way. Is it any wonder we're afraid? You'll never stop trying to divide and destroy us from the inside as we fight amongst ourselves. If this is free speech, then I'll opt out. I'll never concede. It's more than I can stand. There's only one way this will end. There's only one way this will end. You'll never stop trying to divide and destroy us from the inside as we fight amongst ourselves. If this is free speech, then I'll opt out. I'll never concede. It's more than I can stand. Why won't you let me go my way? You'll never rest until you're underneath my skin. There's only one way that this will end. You're paying for blood, and that's what you're gonna get.
Hi, this is Frank Turner, and you are lucky enough to be listening to Upside Down Shark Radio.
And that was our track of the week, wasn't it, Tom?
Yes, that was Wheel with Please.
Wheel.
Wheel.
Will he or won't he?
Well, I'll tell you what I will be doing. I'll be checking them out at Wheel.band.
Me and Craig just subtly turning our Pepsi Max bottles towards camera.
Oh, yeah.
During the
Hashtag ad.
during the interlude, Paul wrongly said that Pepsi Max Ginger is a good flavour.
It is. It is the second best.
No, because you think the first best is cherry.
Yes.
The most best.
The most best.
To be fair, Cherry Pepsi Max and Pepsi Max are like 1A and 1B.
We'll only drink Pepsi Max, and that's why they're my band.
We don't know that.
No, we don't. But listen to Wheel.
Yes.
Listen to Wheel. Please.
Please.
I mean, listening to Wheel is in our wheelhouse, so, you know.
I'm sure they've heard it all before. Like,
Yeah.
Listen to Wheel, not Tom.
just like, we named our band Wheel because we're not SEO geniuses, obviously.
It's like the band A.
What's the DJ called? There's a DJ from
Daniel
Radio
P. Carter.
Yes, he is in A.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the bassist.
I liked A as a band.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you try and find them.
Yeah, even just write A
Yeah.
band.
Just Google
It's
search
just 8 bands.
A.
Well, that's why ZZ Top called themselves ZZ Top, so they'd always be at the end of every single alphabet listing.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I like to think like this was, around the internet time. It's like, well, we need to get that search engine optimization going. So ZZ Top, nowhere else will have that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Or maybe, I mean, in theory, A is great then, because literally just one character and then just your band comes up.
Oh, well,
Dogcast.
Invasion of the Bob.
hello. Paul, you don't leave your treats on the floor when there's a dog around. What have you guys been doing for pop culture stuff?
Well, this is a slight callback to part one.
Only start.
I attempted to watch Arrested Development.
You tempted?
Yeah.
What happened?
Can't say I'm a massive fan so far.
How far have you got?
Paul.
Further than
Paul.
further than I did with most
Deadpool.
most series. I got about 6 episodes in.
Okay.
That's not enough.
Yeah, Tom reckons I have to finish the first series.
What? Okay, so what have you taken away from it so far? That's what you've taken away from it so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just meh. Nothing's like, it hasn't actually made me laugh once.
Okay.
Like,
that's because you don't like happiness.
And Arrested Development is a show that relies on callback jokes, so you need to get through at least series 1.
There are little things that, like, it's the grand scope of things.
Yeah.
The latest season they did on Netflix before this current one, they had characters that were just individual stories, and they were able to slice them all together and make actual episodes out of them because they were so intertwined like that. And it is just loads of little gags and things like that you will enjoy in time.
I'll give it some more chat. Like, it wasn't horrendous. Like, it wasn't. I didn't turn it off before the end of the first episode, so I got 6 episodes in.
Have you seen Ben Stiller yet?
What, like ever? Or
in the show? Have you seen him? He's quite a nice looking fellow.
He's aged well.
Yeah. Have you seen him in the show?
I don't think so.
Okay. I wonder if you'll get that far.
I presume I'll get that if I get that far.
I wonder if you'll get that.
I mean, do you think Paul's a bit of a Mr. F?
Mr. F. This is what I'm like when you two talk about Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Okay, well, that
was a bad example.
That usually works in any other room I'm in. Arrested Development is a good show, but you hate happiness, so...
I don't hate happiness.
Have you heard of the BBC free show Uncle?
Yes.
I recommend... I've finished 3 seasons of that. The first 2 are on Netflix, and I recommend that to anyone because it is full of character, and it's just about pretty much a man and his nephew, but the whole cast make the show.
Yeah.
And by the end of season 3, it's just really good television. There's a song in nearly each episode which Nick Helm writes himself. He's the uncle of the show.
Fair. Yeah.
And each character, no matter how minor, they all go on their own arc.
Yeah.
So I would recommend people give that a watch.
Yeah. I've never actually got around. It's one of those ones that I was never averse to it, but I just never got round to watching.
And I also finished Nirvana the Band, the show, which is very strange television that I recommend everyone watch. If you're a fan of anything.
If you're
I'm not a fan of that.
anything.
Literally anything. For sometimes when they have moments of epiphany moments, they go like, and then you hear the Back to the Future doodle-a-doodle-long, doodle-a-doodle-long, and they just do weird pop culture stuff. One episode was based around the overall arc is that they're a band and they want to play at this venue called the Rivoli.
Right.
And one of their plans was after they watched Mrs. Doubtfire, they were going to go to the Rivoli, poison the food so that they can take compensation in the form of a gig. and throughout all this episode is just Mrs. Doubtfire references.
Fair.
What TV show is going to do that in this year? Like, that's how different and insane it is.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch.
Tom, have you been doing anything apart from taking selfies?
I'm actually filming you
Great.
for Instagram and for science.
With this bottle right in the way of my face, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. What have I been doing? I saw Deadpool 2.
Yep, you've been talking to us about DP for weeks.
So you had a bit of a preamble about Deadpool 2 last week.
Me and Paul both agreed it was a fun, silly film, a good palate cleanser after Infinity War.
Yeah.
I would agree to an extent. However, compared to the first Deadpool film, I left really disappointed.
Hipsters.
Tom doesn't like fun.
Hipsters and their opinion. Am I the only person that likes fun in here?
Yes.
Okay, evidently. Try to bring happiness.
So the best criticism I've seen of it coming out is that it relies on the same sort of comedy as The Big Bang Theory.
Don't you dare say that, Ricky Bobby! But don't you dare bring that badness upon us!
I will.
I hate The Big Bang Theory.
So do I.
But Tom, the entire premise of the Deadpool 2 movie is that it relies on callbacks.
Not in the same way. Not in the same way. There is a difference between a callback and recycling the same joke, which Deadpool 2 does, stealing from Deadpool 1. Like, again, minor spoiler, the whole scene in the first film where he gets where he cuts his own hand off and it grows back and it's a little baby hand, that whole joke is recycled in the second one.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, seen this. It's not funny anymore.
Okay.
And it's the same with like all the paedophile jokes that they make. It's like there needs to be sort of a gap between them, but it's just like one after the other, and it's the same punchline. And it's exactly the same when what is it?
So is this spoiler now then? Are we spoiling this or is it?
No.
Okay.
Well, these out of context, these mean nothing.
Okay.
And
you're just saying they're a bit similar to the first film.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's the jokes within the film itself, the like callback jokes, which they just happen within the space of 30 seconds. Like he makes the joke, "I'm Batman," when Cable asks who he is, and then he makes the joke from the trailer where he says, "You're pretty dark. Shouldn't you be in the DC universe or something?" And it's like, that would have been funnier if he did it half an hour after the first one, but they just sort of clamped all the thingy jokes all in one go, all the DC jokes all in one go.
Yeah.
It's like spacing.
I like where, the regeneration bit. I like to think of that as like the slowing down, the getting ready before the big fight, because that's what happened in the first and the second one.
Yeah.
But I can see why you'd say it's similar as well.
It is very similar. And I'm not saying like I'm bashing it, but I'd be saying
He was not bashing DP2.
No, I did enjoy it. I had a good time while I was in the cinema, but unlike Infinity War, which as soon as I left the cinema, I was like, I need to see that film again. Deadpool 2, I could quite happily never see again. And yeah, just...
You're saying it doesn't do enough new stuff.
Well, it doesn't do enough new stuff, and it doesn't do the classic stuff well enough to get away with it.
Okay.
But that's just me. As a counter argument, the post-credit scene was probably the best post-credit scene I've ever seen.
That's the stupidity you can get on board with, is it?
Yeah, I can't get very much on board with that.
Time travel's stupid, and I'm glad that they treat it that way.
Yeah.
I don't think, do you think the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern jokes have gotten old?
No.
No? Because he hates it so much, it will never get old.
I think it's just
But it's not just him. Everyone hates it.
I mean, is there a better Green Lantern film? I love Green Lantern, and...
the film?
Not the film.
I was going to say.
The convoluted story of the comics and everything like that, because there's different rings and they all mean different stuff, and just trying to explain it to anyone. But yeah, that Green Lantern film is something bad.
I've never seen it.
He randomly gets the ring, just randomly, whilst being on Earth, and then he travels out to space.
Chooses him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You.
And whilst that might be similar to the comic books, there's a better way to tell that story.
Yeah. Old Green Lantern dies. Ring goes. That guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a lottery. So you disagree with Tom?
Yeah, I mean, well, I liked it. It was I did very much like the film, but I'm a massive fan of Deadpool, so
fanboy.
Yeah.
So was I. I still am to an extent. I've read the new, the relaunch since the Marvel Now reboot of everything.
Yeah.
I've been catching up on what's been happening, all the spin-offs like...
Hey, I've just been catching up. What's been happening? Yeah, cool dude.
Oh, I thought you were going to take the piss out of my Fey hand thing.
Is that a swear or is that not a swear?
Demonetized!
Okay.
No, like the whole Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool Illustrated, and all those little offshoots that they did. I'm a big fan of that, but...
He's a likeable character, I think.
Well, it's just, as you say, it's a palate cleanser when it's all like super serious or like... It's all sort of contained in its own universe. It's nice to sort of have that break from it all, but there's just was a little bit of whatever missing from Deadpool 2. I'm hoping it's just like the little lull before it picks up in number 3 when they've got the new cast of his like quote unquote X-Force.
Yeah, again, I think it was like it was more of a setup to the next one. Like, it was establishing some new characters.
According to Terry Crews, that X-Force, they shot quite a few scenes with them in just to troll everyone.
Yep. Yeah. In the trailer you see
Hilarious. Did you like the Thanos reference?
No.
There was only one.
No.
And why didn't you like it?
Because it's like Big Bang Theory references. It's just not funny. It's like, haha, I know him. You play him.
Okay. Well, then it's not a joke. It's just a reference. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
The joke, my favorite joke in the whole main film, though, was Peter. He's
actually like the actor who plays him is a comedian anyway.
Yeah, something Delaney, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name. He's isn't he the guy from The Last Man on Earth, or is that someone else?
No, that's someone else.
Okay, ignore me.
So, Deadpool 2 was what you saying?
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
Jesus, 6 shark bites.
4 out of 7.
7 thumbs up.
Maths out of maths. I saw Batman Ninja, and I recommend that people should watch that. That's quite fun and silly.
Is it actually good?
It is actually good.
Because some of the DC Batman animations are a bit hit and miss.
Yes, I know what you mean. Some of them, like Gotham by Gaslight, even the animation doesn't really match up to the comics.
Sometimes the voice acting's so bad.
Huh.
Batman versus Robin, I couldn't get further than about 10 minutes.
I mean, I would love it if Will Arnett voiced Batman for everything, but I don't think that's going to happen. Voice acting is good. Animation's good because it's manga style. It looks very Naruto, and then
Naruto.
It's one of my favourite animes, and you're telling me how to...
Well, it's the Japanese pronunciation is Naruto.
Okay, wow.
They don't put the emphasis on the second syllable.
Well, I'm English, and this is the way I say it in my country.
We haven't had hard Brexit yet. Bide your time.
Okay.
So it's animanga.
Yeah, it's just good good style, because it takes, like, obviously they're in Japan anyway, and it gets really, like, Power Rangers stupid near the end. And in the middle, there is a art change as well, and it slows down a little bit.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of tentacle porn.
Demonetized. I'm not going to do this every episode, otherwise I'm going to do it too much.
Yeah, good thing we don't mention Doom on the Switch every episode, you know.
Or Fast and Furious.
So, Fast and Furious. No, I've spoken about Fast and Furious a lot in the last couple of weeks. Because apparently they're starting production soon. So.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Yep.
Are we not going to talk about that for a little while?
No, not this week.
Okay.
Not this
Wait
week.
till there's something more substantial.
All right, okay. Fast and Furious watch will continue.
It's Fast and Furious Minute.
Yeah.
That's what I call my love life. Anything else for this week?
Solo comes out tomorrow, the day after recording.
Upcoming. Solo's out now.
What do we all think is going to be like now that it's out and everyone else has already seen it?
I'm going to see it tonight, and I couldn't care.
Really?
But I didn't really care about Rogue One, but that's my favourite Star Wars film now. So
is it?
Yeah. It's just, I don't think Solo's... Was he the original bad boy sort of thing?
No, that's you.
I just, as a character, I've never really cared, I guess. And
well, Harrison Ford is a very, very charismatic man. And in his day, he was a very handsome man. So that helps.
And now someone who doesn't look like him at all.
But then again, it's a little difficult because it's going to be one where they're going to be put in situations where you're going to, like, normally you'd be like, will they survive? Who's going to die? And in this one, the two of the main characters.
3 of the main characters, Lando's got to survive as well.
I meant Hannah Lando.
What about Chewie?
Yeah, I forgot about him entirely.
How dare you?
Childish Gambino is the role I'm looking most
Donald Glover.
for. Yeah. If you have to call him that.
I think that's the bit everyone's looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Apparently he's the one who makes it.
Is him becoming a standout and getting a Lando movie.
He is getting a Lando movie as well.
Yes.
Kathleen Kennedy has come out and said the next spin-off will be a Lando movie.
And he's probably going to be in the Spider-Man film in like a decade where he plays Miles Morales' uncle.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
Maybe it's just because he's got good charisma. That's why everyone's looking forward to
Commisera.
it. Commisera to you and to you. Charisma. Good spa.
Chutzpah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm indifferent to this solo film.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are sort of like,
I'm still cautiously optimistic.
it'll probably be all right. But
They reckon it'll be the lowest grossing of all the Disney Star Wars films to come out so far.
I mean, to be fair, it can't be worse than The Last Jedi.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, the most recent one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That throne room scene, really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
What is this? But just tell me, what don't you like about it?
We've had this discussion and it's just going to...
I've forgotten. Maybe because I was too angry at the time.
It was just a really poorly written film.
Okay.
Craig, just don't listen to him. He's dead on the inside. He's Deadpool.
I see. Now it makes sense.
All right, then.
Is that going to do it for this week?
Anything else we're going to get up to in the week coming up? What you're playing, what you're watching other than Solo?
I have not been going very well on this eBay run because I'm trying to be the cheapest bastard around.
Demonetized.
I have bought 4 different things from 4 different sellers, and the only one that has actually come through with actually come through in my hands is my Xbox One Connect.
What else did you order?
I ordered a copy of Simpsons Hit and Run.
Nice.
I ordered 3 DS games, and one of them didn't work. And yeah, there was... Oh, and a stand for my Kinect, which hasn't arrived.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Speaking of DS games, have you seen the viral video going around at the moment where some guy has ordered Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold off eBay, just the cartridges, picks them up and you see that they are fake cartridges with like a micro SD in the back, and he thought, all right, it's fine, like it's a hacked game, but still play it and everything. Puts the first one in, loads it up, it's SpongeBob SquarePants Atlantis, and he's like, for God's sake, okay, take the next one, pop the old one out, put the new one in, loads up for a second, SpongeBob SquarePants Atlantis on that one as well. So not only has someone sold him a counterfeit cartridge, they've gone to the time to put on a SpongeBob SquarePants Atlantis ROM onto each cartridge. Not even different games.
I would be happy if that turned up instead of some of my orders that haven't arrived at all.
At least it's something you can flog on again.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Solo this week. I haven't really been playing many video games. Been slowly working my way through Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Is it any good?
Yes, Donkey Kong game.
I meant to be reviewing it for CEX, but I'm not going to play it.
Okay, great. You heard that here. That's really good journalistic integrity there. Yes, Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much my 2 cents.
Is it as super hard as everyone says it is?
I've been playing on funky mode because
yeah, it's meant to be a lot more accessible.
But then I was just like, I could play it really hard, but then the feature that's for that game, I'm missing out on. So what do you do?
Do people play Donkey Kong for its difficulty?
Apparently
they are quite hard games.
Yeah, this last one apparently is like Dark Souls hard.
Everything out this year is apparently Dark Souls hard.
And there's Paul with his big balls sitting there. I can bring it on.
He's like, the only thing that's Dark Souls hard is between my legs.
Oosh. That Tom Paul famous catchphrase.
Oosh.
Yep. Are you two going to be doing anything, playing anything, dog walking?
I am... Sorry, did I interrupt you?
Nope.
Okay. Tomorrow I am going to go and see the Rolling Stones at the London Stadium.
Tom is a 60-year-old man.
You heard it here first. Sunday I'm going to slam dunk, so I'll be seeing lots of pop punk bands. Be seeing Creeper, Real Big Fish, Goldfinger.
Tell me how Real Big Fish are. I love them. They're really good.
Really
live.
good. They made you ill. Episode 3.
Always remember.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. I remember that. I couldn't talk. I just had to sit there. Jeez, the next day.
and we haven't got any better since then.
One quality or just me?
Well, definitely not you. Look at your leg. Well, since then you've had a stroke and a leg.
I can do
destroyed.
it. Look. Ah!
What do you say, a leg transplant?
See that?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And demonetized. And Tuesday I'll be watching Arrested Development. And
Busy boy. You can always come over to mine if you want Tuesday. Let's have a Arrested Development sesh.
Yeah, depends how much Slam Dunk takes out of me, but if I can come, I will.
Slam dunking.
Slam Dunk, come on and jam. And welcome to the slam.
Paul, I presume your left's busy.
Yeah, mostly going to be dog walking.
You got a puppy.
I've got a puppy now, haven't I?
You got a puppy. What do you call them?
Puppies.
Okay, great. Don't want to say the name for legal intimacy.
No, I called,
Small dogs.
her name's Daisy.
That's also most of Paul's passwords, so just guess, fill in the work and you can do the rest.
She's named after John Wick's dog.
Because we all know what happens to that dog.
The first one.
Great. I think that'll do it for this episode of Upside Down Shark Radio.
Oh, real quick.
Okay, right.
Will Smith is back in the studio recording.
Is he?
He is.
That's good. That's good. I like his music.
We always seem to end on puppies and Will Smith.
Okay. That is good news.
That's what I call a happy ending. I've been Tom.
He's been talking about DP and happy endings. This is not what I come to this show for. Go onto our website, upsidedownshark.com. Follow us on Twatterton at UDS Radio. Facebook, Instagram.
YouTube.
Shouting through a window. YouTube.
Discord. Reddit.
Just all these things. We don't have a Reddit.
Yes, we do.
Do now.
Great. So if you want to type in the longest Reddit address ever.
It's just Upside Down Shark.
Yep, that's definitely not long at all.
One last thing. If we want to end on like some positive news, because we always want to talk about positivity. Are you aware of the subreddit r/the Donald dedicated to Donald Trump?
No.
Well, it's basically what as bad as you think it will be. It's just loads of.
Is it huge?
What?
That's how he says huge.
Is it
huge?
Well, it's just full of like racist white boys that love Donald Trump. But since I think it's been this week or the past couple of weeks, loads of fans of Donald Glover have been appropriating it and posting loads of pictures of Donald Glover to make it r/the Donald Glover. And that I like that. I like that.
His new song's good.
This is America.
And this is Upside Down Shark Radio. I have been Craig.
I'm Tom.
I'm still Paul.
Goodbye. Bye.
We are live.
Certified
cocoa. Cacao.
Well, they taste like those weird Easter chocolates you get.
Yeah. Kennington's or whatever it is. What? Kennington chocolate. It's like the cheap Easter stuff. I don't want one. $900 dues.
I'd have called them Schwadlosses.
Demorius!
Do you want to go again?
Yeah. Well, as in seriously.
Okay.